steel, through fire and lace. I'm blessed to walk within your grace. Is to a throid arcane. You laid the path before me. You guided every step. Raise the hammer, string the bow. Her gift is all I need to know. Through toil and trial, through heart and hand, her grace builds up this mighty land. Is the grass a dead time it's so? We'll build the land, our hearts within. From dawn till dusk, I work, I strive. With your blessing, I'll survive. The loom, the forge, the sword, the grain in your name, I rise again. And chill, got Bua, got Tolan, got Trio. In you lies strength, in you lies skill. Each victory, each talent, each trial. No task too great, no skill too small. Your gifts, dear goddess, guide us all. Into force. Without your light, we have no guide. But with your hand, our place abides. Raise the hammer, string the bow. Her gift is all I need to know. Through toil and trial, through heart and hand, her grace builds up this mighty land. Is the grass the dead? Our greatest deed, by the grace of the goddess we are free. We'll build the land, our hearts within. I'm blessed to walk within your grace. Blessed by her grace, forever.
Hello, welcome back. I have a story for you to start us out. It's set in the morning. As you open your eyes, your phone has already curated your day. The news app shows headlines it knows will catch your interest. The music streaming service picks a playlist that usually boosts your mood, and even your coffee maker has started brewing on schedule. You scroll through your social media during breakfast. Posts from friends appear in just the right mix of uplifting and provocative. Without realizing it, you've stepped in front of the AI mirror. These algorithms have been quietly reflecting you, your habits, preferences, and patterns, back to you in countless ways. They predict what you want, show you a vision of the world they think you'll respond to, and in doing so, shape your behavior. The AI mirror knows which notifications will draw your attention and which recommendations will keep you clicking. It knows you, perhaps better than you know yourself, and it's eager to guide you through the day. Well, welcome, Pax Dei, episode 162. In today's episode, we step back and take a long, hard look into this AI mirror. How do the algorithms we interact with daily predict, shape, and even transform who we are? We'll explore this question through the lenses of ancient philosophy, insights from modern thinkers, and a journey into the world of video games, where AI driven systems reward and nudge us in surprising ways. Most importantly, we'll consider how to maintain our authentic self control in an age where so much of our behavior is being subtly steered by code. Let's begin by visiting the ancient wisdom tradition that offers surprisingly fresh perspectives on our daily habits. What would Aristotle say about our social media feeds and app addictions? All right, while we're doing that, we are going to go mine for some ore because we need to take the cocktail and start on our way. We have built the path. If you haven't seen it before, it is pretty cool. It's really rocky, but it's a way to kind of show you to our buildings. Ian is doing well, and she has built a little house, maybe perhaps for the innkeep. And looks like the blacksmith's forge is coming along very well. Our clan is doing phenomenal. And as we go through this path, imagine a young professional named, we'll call her Elena. Every night, Elena finds herself in the same routine. She comes home exhausted and immediately sinks into her couch, thumbing through her phone. One video on her feed leads to another, and the algorithm has noticed she's feeling a bit lonely, so it serves up an endless scroll of feel-good content and aspirational lifestyle posts. Hours pass, dishes remain undone, the book on her table goes unread, and sleep comes later than it should. This nightly habit leaves Elena simultaneously comforted and empty. She wonders, is this really how I want to spend my time? Am I becoming someone I'm not proud of? In Aristotle's terms, Elena is caught in a cycle of habitual behavior that is shaping her character. Aristotle, the ancient Greek philosopher, taught that excellence is not an act, but a habit. We become what we repeatedly do. Or, in modern parlance, we are what we repeatedly click. As one commentator put it, excuse me. That is what we are, what we repeatedly click. Anyway, I'm going to my notes and trying to navigate the mountains of Pax Dei. I hope you like the scenes. Anyway, that would be a fall not worth taking. Our daily digital actions accumulate into our character and our life's shape. Is essentially what we're doing with that, right? Aristotle's virtue ethics centers on the idea of cultivating good habits or virtues through conscious practice and reason in order to lead a fulfilling life. I am going to butcher this word. Eudaimonia, or human flourishing, is what he called it. Eudaimonia. I think it's eudaimonia. Let's apply this to Elena's situation and our own digital lives. Every time Elena opens up an app for dopamine, a rush of novelty, she's habituating herself to crave instant gratification. Over time, this could erode her capacity for patience and focus. I missed the jump, or wow, to be able to jump up. All right, well, I'm up here. That's okay. I think I'm 8, yeah. Oh, wait. I forgot the pray. No. they moved the button on me, and I still haven't recovered from it. Only after iron ore, don't care about anything else. Aristotle warned that we become what we repeatedly do. Behaviors repeated often enough become ingrained dispositions. Wow, there was only one up here? Has somebody been mining? That might be it. There's the demon realm over there. Woo. A little frames lacking there. Anyway. If one's daily habit is to seek quick bursts of dopamine from notifications or to reflexively check our phone whenever there's a quiet moment, we are literally training ourselves in restlessness and distraction. Elena's ability to engage in deep work or enjoy quiet reflection may diminish as a result of these habits. But the AI mirror, those algorithms curating Elena's feed, isn't neutral in this process. Algorithms actively nudge our behavior, encouraging repetition of certain actions. Research on AI and habit formation argues that because AI systems can so effectively nudge us toward repeated practices, think of that pull to refresh reward or the next autoplay video, they inevitably shape and form us as users. Elena's social media app, for example, might notice that she lingers on funny pet videos when sad or travel vlogs when bored. By feeding her more of the same, it reinforces a habit, a cue, routine, reward. That keeps her coming back. In Aristotle's view, these habits are not moderated by reason or virtue. They could cultivate vices like procrastination, vanity, or envy instead of virtues. There we go. So Aristotle would ask, are Elena's digital habits contributing to a good life or hindering it? He might observe that social media, on one hand, connects us with friends and can support our social nature, a potentially positive thing. On the other hand, excessive or unwise use of these platforms has linked to envy, anxiety, and loneliness. Scrolling past highlight reels of others' lives can breed comparisons and vanity, chasing likes and followers for validation. Does this habit nurture virtues, or does it encourage vices like superficiality? It's a critical question. From an Aristotelian perspective, the ultimate measure is whether our digital activities help or hinder our happiness, or in a richer sense of fulfillment or flourishing. One study applying Aristotle's ethics to social media concluded that social media might be an obstacle to an individual's happiness, finding that overuse or misuse can weaken our real-life social skills, distort our self-image, and sap our motivation. That's a stark indictment. After all, Aristotle saw humans as social animals naturally fulfilled by community and friendship. If a technology designed to ostensibly to bring people together ends up eroding the quality of our friendships and our contentment, he'd be deeply concerned. Consider friendship, which Aristotle ranked as the highest goods in life, a relationship of mutual care where friends help each other become better. Social media gives the impression of many friends, but how are they truly deep, virtue-building friendships? Aristotle praised. He might warn that accumulating hundreds of online friends might or could mislead us into thinking we have a robust community, when in truth, we might lack the deeper bonds of trust and understanding that define a real friendship. True friendship, Aristotle noted, requires spending time together and sharing activities. Something hard to replicate with a few comments or emoji reactions from afar. Then there's the virtue of temperance, moderation in our appetites. The endless scroll of online content is deliberately designed to keep us hooked. In fact, infinite scroll was created to remove the natural stopping cues, so you never have to leave. Aristotle's advice here would be clear: practice moderation and self-mastery. Quote, are we using these tools or are they using us? He might ask. According with reason, or excuse me, he might ask pointedly at that. The difference comes down to self-control. A virtuous person acts in accordance with reason, maintaining balance, for example, balancing online interactions with offline relationships, and balancing consuming content with creating or reflecting. Let's recall Elena on her couch. Suppose she recognizes the rut she's in and decides to change her routine, limiting her screen time in the evenings, perhaps using that time to call a friend or read a book. At first, it's hard. The apps have a strong pull, but gradually, Elena finds it easier to log off and engage in other activities. She starts learning, maybe she starts learning an instrument or goes for walks and feels more present in her life. What Elena is doing is retraining her habits. In Aristotle's terms, she's practicing the virtue of temperance and using her practical wisdom, phronesis, it's a Greek word, phronesis, to find a healthier balance. I'm butchering other languages, sorry. The algorithms haven't changed, but she has, by exercising conscious choice rather than impulse. Over time, her character shifts. She's more attentive, less anxious, more fulfilled. The AI mirror's influence over her has lessened and she has strengthened her person, the person looking into it, right? Two up there. Get this way. All right. Lots of iron, so little time. And I have the blessing, so I'm wondering why my inventory is not full yet. That's all right. So Aristotle's framework isn't merely critical, it's also constructive. He wouldn't say that technology bad, abandon it. He wouldn't say that. Instead, he'd likely encourage using technology in the way that it aligns with the golden mean of virtue, neither in excess nor in total avoidance, with the right intentions. Social media and algorithms can be harnessed for good. They can help maintain distant friendships, albeit a lesser form of friendship, Aristotle might say, but not worthless, and can spread knowledge or mobilize people for worthy causes. Oh, weird. I thought I already knew this. We've seen online communities rally for disaster relief or social justice, which reflects virtues like generosity and courage, amplified by tech. The key is an intentional use, practicing honesty, courage, and kindness even online. For example, courage might mean standing up to an online bully. Honesty might mean curating genuine online persona instead of the fake ideal. Generosity might mean sharing knowledge or offering help without seeking anything in return. These are ways to practice virtue in the digital realm, turning the AI mirror into a tool for reflection and growth rather than a source of distortion. All right, where else do I need to go? I think I have to go into the wilds because that bear is guarding those nodes over there, and I'm not going to fight a bear. I will not win. Ultimately, Aristotle invites us to reflect on our digital habits and ask, are they making me the person I want to be? And if not, it's time to recalibrate. Remember Elena who took control of her evenings back? Like her, we each have the capacity of self-reflection and change. The algorithms might be present the mirror, but we don't have to accept a distorted image. By building virtuous habits, moderation, courage, and courage to disconnect, truthful engagement, we polish the mirror so that it reflects our best self. As Aristotle might remind us today, we are what we repeatedly do. And yes, what we are, we repeatedly click. So let's click with care, right? I have to figure out where I am on the map and where I want to go. I did not want to take this fork. I wanted to go down the other. Was there another fork? It's like I'll be going this way. Back the way I came. By the way, I grabbed something. An opal, maybe? Ivory? I don't know. I brought more pickaxes because if one dies, the others will be there to help me out. All right, let's go up the hill again. So, our next stop is in ancient China, drawing on the wisdom of Taoism. If Aristotle is about consciously shaping oneself, Taoism is about harmonizing the larger flow. You might wonder, how can a 2,500-year-old philosophy help us deal with social media algorithms or the latest AI gizmo? Well, the answer lies in Taoism's emphasis on balance, naturalness, and letting go of excessive control. It teaches us how to ride the digital wave without being swept up by it. Picture Marcus, a marketing manager constantly bombarded with the next new thing in tech. One week, it's an email about the cutting edge AI tool he must adopt. Uh-oh. And I am not gonna. There we go. Let me fight this guy. There we go. I should really go down the road with my sword drawn. Wow. He actually charged me that time. All right, now he's softened up. There we go. I need to skin him just for the experience. I'll drop pretty much everything, but let's run with my sword out so I have the abilities ready, at the ready. All right, so let's give it 1 week. Where was I? Here we are. He's chasing trends to stay ahead, right? But feeling increasingly overwhelmed and alienated from himself. At night, Marcus's mind buzzes with the chaos of constant change. He wonders if there is a way to keep up without losing his sanity or identity. All right. I'm looking for nodes. I think they're in the next area. Taoism might have advised Marcus with the image of water. In the Taoist classic, the Tao Te Ching, water is held up as an ideal. It's flexible, adaptive, yielding, yet over time it can wear down the hardest rock. It conforms to the shape of any container and flows around obstacles rather than directly opposing them. How does this relate to our tech-saturated life? Well, technology today evolves at a head-spinning pace, as we all know. As a matter of fact, our world often feels as chaotic as a storm tossed at sea, as one futurist writer noted. New apps and new algorithms, new trends emerge almost daily. The Taoist approach would align with the natural rhythms of these changes rather than exhaust ourselves resisting or controlling every development. Let me find out if I have to fight anything to get to these things. Nope. Oh, yeah, I do. I just put it away. There it comes. The AI is smart enough. Give me the seconds to do that. That. We'll finish it fast. And honestly, I have to get rid of all this stuff now. There's a lot of noises in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Lots of sand. Lots of sand. Usually it's two more. There we go. Where was I? So, what does aligning mean here? Well, it means aligning with grace. Instead of Marcus frantically trying to control every outcome, down to obsessing over every metric and update, he could practice a bit of Wu Wei, the Taoist principle of effortless action or non-force. Wu Wei doesn't mean not doing anything at all. It means acting in accord with the flow of events, harnessing natural currents instead of struggling against them. It's like a surfer riding on a wave. You don't fight the ocean, but you also don't just lie there. You actively ride with its energy. In Marcus's case, this might mean picking a few core technologies that feel organic to his work and mastering those, rather than chasing every novelty and becoming fragmented. It might mean embracing change when it comes, but calmly, without panic or overreaction, trusting his ability to learn what's needed in time. Taoism really champions balance and harmony. In a tech context, this might translate to balancing our digital life with our analog life, balancing our consumption of information with moments of quiet, balancing innovation with ethics. The concept of yin yang in Taoism is all about complementary forces in dynamic balance. Apply that to technology. Yang is the aggressive push for innovation and constant connectivity. Yin would be the quiet moments of disconnection, reflection, and ethical consideration. Quote, just as an unbalanced ecosystem can lead to collapse, a technology sector that prioritizes speed and disruption over ethical grounding may ultimately undermine trust and sustainability. One analysis noted. In other words, if we ride the yang of tech, all the action and no reflection, we lose equilibrium. The Taoist perspective encourages us to incorporate yin, to pause, reflect, and ensure our use of technology doesn't violate our deeper values or well-being. All right. I should get out 5 because we're in a dangerous area. This is rye, probably. I don't need rye. I see the ores are everywhere. That's all right. We'll take them. There we go. Ah, I released the block. There we go. I usually would go in with the bow. Guess I should actually. Now that I think about it. Anyway, I was playing another game where B was backpack, and now I am paying for it. And that's my other channel, Enshrouded, where I just play the game. This one's a little bit more cerebral. Alright, so that's a bear. I'm just looking for nodes right now. More nodes. The goats usually don't come after you, but let's see what's down this way. I guess the goats could come after you. I wonder if everybody's been mining down here. Nope, there's one. Doesn't look like anything's around it. No, let's. I don't want to deal with these things. We'll bring him to me. There we go. I went a little overboard there, but it was definitely worth it. No, if you're close enough to an object that you can, and you have the right tool, if you hit E, it will go and go ahead and do that. All right. And no wonder my stamina is leaving me. Basically, I have to drop stuff because I'm getting down. I don't think I need it. I honestly don't ever want to use iron, so let's just pick up the. I know there's iron around there somewhere. Okay. I guess not. All right, so Taoism champions balance and harmony. So let us consider how Taoist balance could help Marcus. Instead of checking his work email at midnight because he feels he must stay on top, he sets boundaries, dedicating his evenings to family or personal time, trusting that the rest will make him more effective in the morning. He doesn't try to impose his will on every social media algorithm. That's like trying to dam a great river completely. But he curates his digital environment thoughtfully, unfollowing sources that may provoke anxiety, choosing a calmer news app that doesn't send constant sensational push alerts. He practices Wu Wei by not reacting to every notification at the moment it arrives, but rather flowing through his tasks with focus, addressing communications in batches at the right time. Periodically, by doing less, he achieves more peace and still gets work done. The digital world around him hasn't slowed, but his experience of it has changed because he's changed his approach. A key Taoist idea relevant here is naturalness, or Zaran, being true to oneself and one's nature, moving in accord with the Tao or the way. In context of social media trends, naturalness might mean not feeling forced to participate in every viral challenge or craft an online persona that isn't you. It's easy to get swept into doing things because everyone is doing it, posting at certain times because the algorithm favors it, or exaggerating our opinions because it gets more engagement. Taoism would gently remind us, remain centered in who you are. Quote, does not flow with desire, which lead to loss of balance of life. Wow, that is a Taoist saying right there, huh? Let's try that one more time. All right, so this is a direct quote. Does not flow with desire, which lead to loss of a balanced life. That warns a modern commentary on Taoist living. The most important point of Taoism itself, Taoism is self-control. Do not be led by excessive desires that disturb your inner balance. In a digital sense, it's a call to avoid FOMO, fear of missing out, impulses, and endless craving for one more digital validation, more likes, more followers, more content consumption. These desires, if unchecked, can indeed throw our lives off balance. All right, let's look for more nodes. I have a feeling I'm going to come against more boars than anything. Ah, crap. Did they see me? They did not see me. Nice. Let's go down this way then. If they did not see me, I will go this way. I'm hiding this with this big two-handed sword on my shoulder. Right, looking for nodes, by the way, and then I'll continue with Taoism's. Now this is a crap. I don't want to fight him. I could probably lose him with my invisibility, but I don't use that just yet. That goat is not going to attack me. Really? There's that little of war? Or is it that war that I find? Wow. I haven't got much yet. Usually, I can get quite a bit. I'm going to look for some nodes and we'll go back to Taoism here just in a moment. Maybe. Just maybe. I put some nodes in this area here. I don't see it. Nope, no nodes here. And if you notice on the map where I am, I'm very close to a border, so it's not gonna yield well for me. Meaning I'll go into a home valley and pure iron is not, or iron ore, as the variable name is called, is not in that in home valleys. It's only in wild. Some water. Where there's water, there are reeds. If you were ever wondering. Maybe I'll just go back to the other area. So, Taoism's famous concept of the Tao, or the way, suggests that there is a natural order to things. When applied to our biggest tech lives, or I should say, our tech lives, it encourages a mindset of trust and patience. Not every trend must be seized. Some can be observed and let go. Not every opinion online needs our response. Some can pass like the clouds. I'm looking around. Okay. I have to look back and forth on my notes, so if you're wondering why there's a delay in commentary versus the game, That's what it is. So it doesn't mean apathy. It means choosing your responses wisely and preserving your energy for what truly matters. Taoists teach a Taoist tech user might periodically step back to detox from media overloading, allowing their mind to return to calm or baseline, realigning with their inner nature. They might also deliberately seek balance for every hour online, ensuring they have an hour offline in nature or with loved ones to ground themselves. Let's see. I think we're just following this road for a while. A Taoist sage might say to Marcus, be like water. Adapt with the new software at work, yes, but don't let it change the essence of who you are or disturb your inner peace. When encountering a nasty online debate, maybe yield like water. You don't have to win every argument. And often, the soft approach or no response at all diffuses conflict better than force. Digital creation, instead of forcing virality, if you will, create authenticity and let it flow into flow to those who resonate with it. As one writer noted, progress must be pursued not at the expense of our humanity, but in tandem with our deepest values. That is the Taoist balance in a sentence. Don't pursue the new shiny tech thing in the way that makes you lose yourself or your values. Another Taoist principle is Wu Wei. We touched on it, and we didn't just touch on it, we did a whole episode on it. And I made a song out of it, by the way. Check it out. It's pretty good. More divorce. Hopefully they don't see me. And it's complementary to Yu Wei, which is intentional action. Yu Wei, Wu Wei. Oh. It's not that Taoism advocates total passivity. It's more about knowing when to act forcefully versus when to let things be. In our digital life, Wu Wei might mean not obsessively not obsessively curating every detail of your online image, letting some authenticity shine through naturally. Okay, there we go. I'm trying to navigate and read my notes at the same time. So whereas Yu Wei, we might mean when you see clear harm, say misfortune spreading, or you take deliberate action to correct or avoid it. Taoism is about effortless balance between these two modes. Let's bring this all back to the AI mirror. Algorithms often push us to constant engagement, always on, always reacting. A Taoist response. I realized I haven't had the desktop on at all. Okay, nice. And of course, I've been sitting here doing stuff, and I didn't look at my monitor and see what it sounds like. Okay, that sounded weird because I was reading at the same time I was listening to myself. Anyway, let's bring this back. Algorithms also often push us to the constant engagement, the always on, always react. I want to say that again. A Taoist response is to occasionally step out of that hole in mirrors. Take a day to unplug. And notice how your mind gradually calms and resets to its own rhythm. Embrace being out of the loop for a bit, trusting that life will go on. When you return, do so mindfully, like a swimmer re-entering a river with respect for its currents. You might consume content more slowly or set up personal rules like no phone during meals or checking certain apps once a day. These small practices are like anchors that keep you from being carried off by the digital torrent, if you will. We'll wait for the respawn, and I'll continue the. Oh, there's one all the way up there. I didn't even see it. Yeah, let's go get it. See, take a step back, and things come into light. Let's see if I can get up there. I don't think we can get up there, can you? Oh, yeah, you can. There you go. There you have it, folks. In summary, Taoist philosophy teaches us to flow with the digital age's changes without drowning in them. It's a reminder that balance is possible. You can stay informed without checking the news 24/7. Trying to find out where I want to stand for this next respawn. They should start to grow here shortly. So it should be. No? Yeah. That's usually the jump I like to. There we go. All that stamina just to climb up. I dislike this game for that. 7 stamina. Anyway. You can adopt new tech tools without becoming slavishly dependent on every notification they spit out. Embracing the Taoist mindset, we learn the art of digital balance, riding the waves of innovation, but also returning to our own inner stability. In doing so, we ensure in the great AI mirror, we see a centered self, not a distorted one, stretched by thin, constant striving. So from the Far East, we move to an African philosophy, to the concept of Ubuntu, often encapsulated by the proverb, Umunutu Nagumuntu Nagabantu, or a person is a person through other people. Ubuntu is all about interconnectedness, community, and a shared humanity. Nowhere is this more relevant today than on the global stage of the internet, where billions of us are linked in an unprecedented digital community. The AI mirror not only shows us ourselves, it shows us each other. How do algorithms affect our sense of togetherness or empathy for one another? Let's explore. Imagine an online community, say a neighborhood Facebook group or a forum for people who share a hobby. Dina, a member of such group, finds that whenever someone posts asking for help, maybe a sick neighbor needing meals, or a newcomer seeking advice, dozens of people jump in with assistance. The platform algorithm highlights these posts because they get lots of engagement. This is the positive side of the AI mirror reflecting our collective humanity. Acts of kindness become more visible, inspiring others. In these moments, Dina feels the spirit of Ubuntu, a sense that my humanity is caught up in yours, as Archbishop Desmond Tutu described it. She experiences the truth of, I am because I belong. My humanity is bound up in yours. The technology here is enabling a collective care that resonates deeply with Ubuntu philosophy. But Dina also notices that the opposite on occasion. A contentious post about local politics flares into a nasty argument. The algorithm detecting controversy and high commenting activity circulates it widely. Neighbors she thought were kind start hurling insults in the comments. The group's harmony fractures into factions. After witnessing this, Dina feels disheartened and disconnected. The Ubuntu fractures into the Ubuntu spirit seems to evaporate, replaced by suspicion and anger. Unfortunately, many online spaces oscillate between these extremes. And the design of social media can sometimes favor outrage over unity because outrage generates clicks. Ubuntu would challenge us to rethink those incentives. What if our platforms were built for social media with a soul, prioritizing genuine human connections over likes and shares? Imagine a feed algorithm that boosts posts which generate supportive community building discussions rather than just any engagement, even if it's toxic. That would be an Ubuntu inspired design. Ubuntu speaks of the fact that my humanity is extremely bound up in yours, 227. How could an algorithm honor that? Perhaps by recognizing when online discourse is dehumanizing and adjusting to promote more understanding. Increasingly, the global conversation around ethical AI has started to include Ubuntu ideals. In 2021, the UNESCO recommendation on ethics of AI even included an Ubuntu paragraph emphasizing interconnectedness. It reads, quote, "The notion of human beings interconnected is based on the knowledge that every human belongs to a greater whole, which thrives when all its constituent parts are enabled to thrive. Living in peaceful, just, and interconnected societies require an organic, immediate, uncalculated bond of solidarity, characterized by care for others." And this is a beautiful articulation of Ubuntu applied to society at large. And it very much applies to our digital society, too. If our online interactions were guided by this principle, algorithms might measure success not in ad clicks or time spent, but in how well they foster mutual understanding and well-being. Are we going to... maybe I go kill some goats? I don't know. What's my backpack look like? I'm almost there. I just need one more round, really. I would love to have more iron to pick, but I don't think I'll find it down here. Is there one right there that I missed? And is there a bear nearby? Somebody died. Trying to get to the ore, maybe? Here lies Sandoval. Well, let's do the iron deposit and see what attacks us. Yeah, let's see. I don't know how he died, though. Did he die trying to get away from the bear, maybe? Might that be the answer we're seeking here? I interrupted it, and now the node's exhausted. I hate that. That is a glitch that they need to fix. And I can go invisible if I need to run away from the bear. And if he doesn't see me... Yeah, see, it's exhausted. I don't know why, though. Maybe if I do this? Nope. It doesn't think it exists. That's all right. What did we get on that one? We didn't get too bad of a thing there. I don't think there's any over here though. Let's grab this. And I want to experiment a little bit as we go into what Ubuntu will remind us of. Yeah, it looks like he probably, I don't know if he went for the bear or what. I'm not too worried about the bear. He should get his body fairly easy. It's a long run here, though, from the day. Still nothing. What a respawn it's like. Alright, we'll wait. Alright, let's wait a little bit and see if it respawns right in front of us. Okay, so Ubuntu reminds us that we don't exist in isolation, not even when we're alone in front of a screen. The content we post, share, or amplify has ripple effects on others' lives and on the social fabric. An Ubuntu approach to using social media might involve asking before we click or comment, will this action strengthen our mutual respect and humanity or weaken it? For example, when we forward a sensational piece of misinformation because it's shocking, one might reconsider knowing it could sow fear or division, harming the broader community. Conversely, one might make the extra effort to show empathy online, consoling a stranger in distress or celebrating someone's achievement, actions that reinforce the bonds of community. Technology can sometimes tempt us to behave as if others are not fully real, a phenomenon known as online disinhibition. But Ubuntu philosophy says that a community, society, or humanity takes precedence over the individual. Not to erase individuality, but to situate it within a network of relationships. In practical terms, this means recognizing that what we do to others online will ultimately do to ourselves. One African saying goes, quote, "I am because we are, and since we are, therefore I am." If an algorithm drives us to engage in dogpiling or hate speech, it not only harms the target, it dehumanizes the attacker as well. Quote, "If we undermine the humanity and dignity of others, we dehumanize ourselves," as one analysis of Ubuntu ethics put it. We've all seen how troll culture and bitter online echo chambers degrade the overall quality of discourse and even people's mental health. Ubuntu offers an antidote. Focus on our shared humanity in every interaction. Let's consider a positive illustration. In 2020, when COVID-19 pandemic hit, people around the world turned to online platforms to support each other. Neighbors formed WhatsApp groups to check on elderly residents. Scientists globally shared the data and research findings in real time to tackle the virus collaboratively. This was technology enabling an Ubuntu-like response, a worldwide bond of solidarity in a crisis. The interconnectedness of our digital age meant knowledge and compassion could spread faster than the virus, in some respects. It showcased how, at our best, digital interconnectivity amplifies Ubuntu, making us bigger than just our local community and extending care to the entire globe. On the flip side, we've seen how filter bubbles and algorithm driven polarization can splinter a sense of we. The AI mirror can sometimes show completely different realities to different groups of different people. For instance, one person's social feed says, the world is ending, everything is awful, while another says, all is well. Those others are lying. When governments and corporations, quote, know you better than you know yourself and tailor persuasion individually, it's possible for society to lose a shared truth. This fragmentation undermines Ubuntu by eroding the common ground on which empathy stands. If you believe you live in an alternate reality of facts, it's hard for me to feel because I am because you are. The solution is not to abandon algorithms, but to demand that they be aligned with human values of unity and fairness. This might involve regulatory and design changes. For example, promoting transparency so it's clear why you're seeing what you see, and giving users more control to break out of that echo chamber if they choose. Ubuntu also invites inclusive innovation. It suggests that all voices, especially those often marginalized, should be heard and considered in our digital spaces. A fascinating development is that African scholars and technologists are increasingly contributing Ubuntu-informed perspectives to global AI ethics. They remind us that the world that technology should serve collective well-being, not just individual utility or profit. We see Ubuntu in action in community-based tech initiatives. For example, open source software communities where people around the world collaboratively build tools for everyone's benefit, often guided by an ethos of sharing and reciprocity. Think of how Linux, the open source operating system, one of its variants was named Ubuntu, in a nod to this philosophy. When you use an open source tool created by a community of volunteers, you're benefiting from the spirit of I participate and we all gain. In social media, one could apply Ubuntu by creating online communities that are moderated with compassion and inclusivity in mind. Some platforms have begun to experiment with promoting meaningful interactions, quote unquote, over sheer quantity of the interaction. For instance, Facebook in 2018 adjusted its newsfeed algorithms to favor posts from friends and family and those that spark conversations in an attempt, they said, to encourage well-being. The jury's out on how effective that was. But the idea touches on Ubuntu-like thinking, quality of connection over quantity of content. An Ubuntu lens would push that further. Does this design decision bring people together? Does it encourage understanding across differences? And if yes, the path is forward. If not, let's reconsider it. In practical daily terms, embracing Ubuntu in our digital life could mean consciously using tech to reinforce our better angels. For example, using group chats or community forums to uplift others, celebrating each other's wins, offering help in hardships. It could mean taking an extra moment to humanize your interactions, remembering there's a person on the other side of that X post or Twitter handle or X, whatever we're calling it today, that post, with struggles and hopes not so different from yours. Even when arguing a point, do so with respect, aiming to educate or understand rather than underscore points. When enough individuals do this, it shifts a community's entire tone. And algorithms, which often measure user satisfaction or quality interactions in feedback surveys, might start to reward that tone. On a larger scale, the collective humanity aspect of Ubuntu suggests that we consider algorithms affect different groups of people differently. Kathy O'Neill, whom we'll discuss shortly, has pointed this out, how certain algorithms can disproportionately hurt the poor minorities, or minorities. That is, based on loan algorithms or predictive policy. Yeah. Ubuntu ethics would demand care about those impacts. If some among us are harmed, we are all diminished. Thus, fostering an Ubuntu spirit means advocating for fairness in our digital tools, something technologists and activists are actively working on by exposing biases and pushing for algorithmic justice. Ubuntu messaging for all AI mirror is ultimately this. Or for the AI mirror is ultimately this. When you look at that mirror, remember you're not just an isolated self. You're part of a we. The reflections we see are often shaped by the interactions with others and others' interactions with us. By nurturing a sense of digital Ubuntu, we chose to make those reflections kinder or more truthful to our shared human dignity. In practice, this might be as simple as pausing before you click send on a furious reply, or asking, I should say, is there a more understanding way to say this? Or could it be as ambitious as building new platforms that measure success in community well-being? Either way, the goal is the same, to ensure that the digital interconnectivity enhances our collective humanity rather than fragmenting it. Quote, a person is a person through other persons. And online, I am myself through others, through the communities I engage with. Keeping that wisdom in front and center can guide us to use algorithms as tools for solidarity, not division. And this thing is not responding. What in the heck is going on? I am not liking this mechanic, guys. Usually they respond a little bit faster than this. You know what? I'll head back. At least I'll give you guys a view while I'm talking about this subject. Hopefully you're finding that this subject it's hitting home, right? And we're not all as naive to think that these changes would happen overnight. I don't think so. But if we all take it upon ourselves to look inward, then maybe, just maybe, we can make the world a better place. So now let's turn to a modern thinker who has peered into the heart of algorithms and come back with some stark warnings. And her name is Kathy O'Neill. She's a mathematician and a data scientist who wrote the influential books Weapons of Math Destruction. Yeah, MATH. While our philosophical explorations looked on how we look at how algorithms shaped us, O'Neill asks who is shaping the algorithms and to what end. She urges us to see that many algorithms, especially in the powerful domains like finance, policing, education, and advertising, aren't the objective, benign tools we think they are. Instead, they can behave like weapons, causing real harm while hiding the aura of mathematics. To illustrate O'Neill's perspective, I'm trying to get home, so maybe I go this way. I can just take the road, right? I'm right through there, technically. If you look where I'm looking, all I have to do is just shoot across. What do you think? We do some adventuring? Adventure time! Are these whooping? They are. Did it again. I will waste 20. I'm trying to get Moonsbane for higher level potions, so finding it, Direwolf, Are you serious? And it's thin right next to a deer. Well, you know what? Let's do it. Didn't back up far enough. Ooh, I didn't time that right. Wow, got through. I'm glad it was blocking. Wow. I'm just gonna kill it now. What the hell? I was just not doing what I should have been doing. I really don't want to keep that down. Yeah, I got one speed. I need the leaves for the potion. The seeds are another potion, but they're not as high level as the other one. Alright, so I think I need to go through here. The raspberries don't need those. We go this way. And I get over this. I think I can run up that angle. Let's try it. Cool. Now I have a cliffside I have to worry about. And I think there is a way down. Man, somebody's been building the castle, haven't they? There we go. There it is. I found a good way down. Nice. That was easier than I thought. Now, if they only made it, oh, they did make it out of limestone. Pretty impressive. This person has a really good idea. It's a nice little house out in the wilderness. Modest. There's 10 up here, too. 2 boars, which will attack, just they don't know that they're unmatched. That's fine. I thought I had... And that, those 4 hits. Here we go. And again, I don't want to bring this back because I have plenty of it. And we will... Really? There's a 4 waiting? I'm not even going to let it attack a second time. Yeah, this game doesn't have weather in it yet. I'm really waiting for it to have weather. I really want it. I'm looking for it. This is the back of our house. It looks good. Complex, if you will. Oh, I can't jump up there. I'm gonna make my little getaway house there. I'll be going to get some granite for that. I'll make a little house where I can, little river house where we can have these little discussions. All right, what do we got? I want to say it's over here. Parkour. I don't see any. Let's go with this one. Nope. Is this one empty? If this one's empty, nope, that one's not empty. I know that one's not empty when I'm looking at it. It's like a game of memory. I know there's an empty one somewhere. This is all leather working. Nope. Did he take all the empty ones? No, not that one. That one has stuff in it. I can put these in here. These are all the alchemy herbs. That's good. You know what? I'm gonna make some baskets real quick. let me see, what are we at? An hour and 15. You know what? I might end it there before we go too far into O'Neill's perspective, because we're going to go through a lot of material in the in this. Now it's going to be a series, because when I did the research, it was really impressive how much we are influenced by the AI and the algorithms. The first time I actually went reads and I'm getting clay. That's fine. Need clay anyway, I suppose. There's a lot of reads here. I'm just making baskets instead of oh wait, I have clay. So I can drop the clay. Give me a second. There we go. There we go. I'm using the blessing from the goddess on this, on reeds. Okay. Sure. There we go. All right, now we got enough. I think I can make baskets from the carpenter's bench. I think that's where I have to make them. I ran out of food already, too. Wow. Yeah, it's July 4th weekend, so if you join me, thanks for joining me. But it's an important conversation to have, so I'm hoping that you are able to actually, you know what I mean? Nope, not that one. Not that one. I think it's this one. Of course it is the last one I look in. I'll put one in there and I'll keep one. And then I think I can just, that's the log workbench. I need the carpenter's workbench. And then I took put the basket. And I'll make these because they're a little bit bigger. I'll craft all 5 of them. Nice. I just happen to have the perfect amount. And I'll put them over here for now. There we go. Let's see. 5. Then to this menu. Yeah, I'll keep them up here. Do I have another one? No. Okay. So you put this away and open it up and put these in there. I knew it wouldn't fit all of them. So, oh, I did it. I always do that to myself. I hit the Alt button to move all my whole stack. Okay, now that I have that, let's end it here. This is a tower Aiden built and has a bridge across to the main house. We're still finishing it, but it looks amazing. Let me take it through it real quick before we end the. We have to get some lighting in here. Yeah, we're thinking sconces for now. They're not the best looking thing, but we don't want the long chandeliers. And he built the alchemy's tower. Pretty cool. And this goes to the main house. And you can even look through and see down by the river and that massive structure over there. Pretty cool, right? All right. So, again, so important that what the material we're going over is. We'll go back to Kathy O'Neill. We'll start with her. We'll start with her come the next episode, which will probably not be until next Friday. The reason I have to take such a long time off is I have to go somewhere. So maybe actually, you know what? maybe Thursday or Wednesday. Maybe Wednesday. Wednesday night at 8, maybe. Let me see what I can do. But until then, check out my channel. I have music channel. I have a short story that I have shorts. I have what am I working on? I'm working on my next music video, but I'm also I have the Enshrouded series where I'm just playing Enshrouded. It's not bad. It's not hard. I say that like really diminishing myself here, and I'm talking about bettering, betterment of ourselves, right? I think it's good. I think you'll have fun. Please join me if you see an Enshrouded. They're really not given. How should I say? I don't give those as much prompting, meaning about 10 minutes. I'll be like, I'm having an Enshrouded. Pax Dei is more of a plan because I do a lot of research to put the thought behind this one. So I hope you enjoy it. If you do, put that like, share, subscribe, put a comment in, hit that notification bell if you really, really like it. And until then, no matter when you're watching this, in the day or at night, I hope you have a great day or have a great night. And let's be safe, everyone. And until next time.
With every step, a lesson learned. From fire's heat to the fields I've turned. The blade and bow, the forge and flame. I sharpen my skills, I play the game. Each day brings a challenge I must face. I train my hands with careful grace. From alchemy's art to the hunter's way, I'll find the strength to seize the day. I carve my path, I walk the line, in the shadow of the ancient sign. Through trial and toil I'll find my way, learning more with each passing day. The skill of survival, the will to thrive, in a world where the strong survive. I'll face the night, I'll take the chance. I'm ready to fight, to learn to dance. For every strike and every fall, I'm building my strength, I'm standing tall. In the heart of the wild and the calm of the night, I gather my skills, I'm ready to fight. From the herbs I find to the iron I mold, each lesson learned is a story told. The stars above, they guide my hand. As I hold my craft, I take my stand. In the quiet woods, in the mountains chill, I push myself, I shape my will. With each new tool and every lore, I'm stronger now than I was before. I carve my path, I walk the line, in the shadow of the ancient sign. Through trial and toil I'll find my way, learning more with each passing day. The skill of survival, the will to thrive, in a world where the strong survive. I'll face the night, I'll take the chance. I'm ready to fight, to learn to dance. For every strike and every fall, I'm building my strength, I'm standing tall. In the heart of the wild and the calm of the night, I gather my skills, I'm ready to fight. The road is long, but I won't turn back. The lessons I learned keep me on track. With each new skill, the stronger I grow. In the face of the storm, I let my courage show. I've tasted defeat, I felt the sting, but I rise again with each new spring. For knowledge is power, and wisdom the key. I'm forging my path, I'm breaking free. The skill of survival, the will to thrive, in a world where the strong survive. I'll face the night, I'll take the chance. I'm ready to fight, my skills. I'm ready to fight.